Maria's Sacred Heart Church of Kolkata. It was not only a church but also a nuns' hostel. Young girls who had renounced all worldly attachments and pleasures, taking an oath to serve Jesus and humanity, stayed in this hostel for a few years to receive their training. When they were fully taught the duties of being a nun, they were sent to different churches connected with the Sacred Heart Society. It was the last Saturday of March. Evening prayers were being held in the church. At that time, Mother Superior Agnes, who was the head of this nun training center, introduced a 22-year-old girl to the rest of the nuns.
This is God's special child, Maria. Just like all of you, she was not born only to waste her life in worldly pleasures, but to serve at the feet of the Lord. From now on, she will live here with us in this church.
Mother Agnes had given her introduction as Sister Maria, but on Maria's face, there was a deep layer of sadness. She neither looked at anyone nor expressed any emotion. As soon as Mother Agnes finished her introduction, Maria quietly left for her room.
Didn't you find this girl a bit strange? I felt as if she has been sent here by force. I don't know, there's something in her eyes. I can feel it.
Shh.
If Mother Agnes hears what you are saying, there will be a problem. We'll see about it later. If something is really wrong, she'll tell us herself.
On Monica's request, her roommate Ruma also returned silently to her room. But the image of Maria's flat expression and her deeply sunken eyes kept flashing before her mind. The next morning, during prayer time, Ruma noticed that Maria, who was standing at the back, was murmuring something else, as if she was trying to avoid the prayer. Ruma slowly walked closer to her, trying to understand the words coming out of her mouth. Maria was muttering something strange. It wasn't clear at all, but her voice sent chills down Ruma's spine, because Maria was speaking in a man's dual voice.
There's definitely something different about this girl. I'll find out what's going on with her. It seems like her mind isn't in the right place. Anyway, all of us have some reason for being here. But she's so educated and beautiful. She could have had anyone. Why did she come here?
Ruma's mind was full of questions, and she was restless to find the answers. That evening, after the prayers, when everyone was getting ready to sleep, Ruma had made a different plan. After everyone slept, she quietly went to Maria's room window and peeked inside. But what she saw inside made Ruma's hair stand on end. Maria was sitting on a chair, but in such a twisted way, as if someone had forcefully bent her entire body and made her sit there. Her hands and legs were tightly entangled, her neck turned to the other side. She didn't look like a human being, rather like a rubber doll thrown there. Suddenly, Maria turned her neck towards Ruma, and seeing her face, Ruma let out a horrifying scream. Maria's eyes had deep, black pits around them. Her hair was scattered wildly over her face, and her teeth were so black that it looked like someone had put burning coal in her mouth. Hearing Ruma's blood-curdling scream, Mother Agnes and the other girls came running. Ruma was lying on the floor, gasping for breath.
What are you doing here? What happened?
Ruma pointed her trembling finger toward Maria's room. Seeing Ruma's condition, Mother Agnes looked through the window, and even she was shocked out of her senses.
Oh Jesus, what is this? Let me see. You all stay right here.
Mother Agnes held the Holy Cross in her hand and stepped towards Maria. Maria jumped from her chair onto the floor and began growling like a wild animal, staring intensely at Mother Agnes. Agnes slowly kept moving toward her with the cross in hand, but suddenly, the cross fell from her hands. The next moment, Maria's pupils turned completely black. Her fingers twisted backward with cracking sounds, and she leaped like an animal, biting into Mother Agnes' hand, tearing off her flesh. Maria stood there like a demon, holding the piece of flesh in her mouth, while Mother Agnes screamed in unbearable pain. After the attack, Maria went back and sat on the chair again, mumbling in a strange voice, a voice that sounded like 2 or 3 people speaking at once. Hearing the chaos, the father living in the church came rushing. Seeing Mother Agnes' condition, he immediately took her out. Maria appeared calm again, and taking advantage of that moment, they locked her inside the room. Everyone was terrified. The rest of the nuns were trembling with fear. Father Steve understood that this was not human, but a demonic force. He advised everyone to stay away from that room and pressed the cross to his forehead, whispering prayers. The next morning, during prayer time, Father gathered all the nuns outside Maria's room for a collective prayer. With holy water in hand, Father entered Maria's room while the nuns continued praying from outside. As Father approached Maria, chanting sacred verses, Maria's expressions began to change. She cowered into a corner, covering her ears as if trying to block out the sound of the prayers. Suddenly, she let out a scream and fell to the ground. Father Steve sprinkled holy water on her, and everyone believed that the evil spirit had finally left her body. Wherever the holy water had touched Maria's body, blisters appeared as if she had been burned with acid. After some time, Maria regained consciousness. She was groaning in pain, weak and frail. Her face looked pale, her body bent, and she could barely move. Seeing her condition, Mother laid her down on her bed.
Oh Jesus, her condition looks very bad. Let her rest here. The holy water will heal her.
The next 2 days passed in silence. Maria neither ate nor spoke a word. On the 3rd day, she weakly asked for water. On Mother's instruction, she was given water. Maria now looked a little normal, as if the evil presence had really left her. Mother Agnes lovingly stroked her head and asked, "Do you want to eat something?" Maria nodded. After many days, she finally ate, and kept eating continuously, as if she hadn't eaten for years. But as time passed, her way of eating grew more aggressive and unnatural. Her mouth was smeared with food, and her expressions turned strange again. She began mumbling in an unknown language.
She keeps speaking in different languages again and again. But when did she learn so many languages? You said she lived in an orphanage, right? Do they teach all that there too? And did you see her while she was eating? It looked as if not a human, but an animal, was eating.
I don't think she's in her senses. Whatever she is doing right now, it's not in her control.
Before anyone could react, Maria suddenly returned to normal, as if she wasn't aware of what had just happened. Her behavior grew stranger day by day. Mother Agnes and Father Steve realized that Maria was beyond their control. They decided to keep her till Friday, after which Father Edmund, an experienced exorcist, would handle the case. 3 days later, on Friday night, after everyone had gone to sleep, Father Edmund arrived and began the exorcism ritual. Maria was tied to a chair. Around her were crosses and burning candles. Holy water was sprinkled all around, and Father began reciting the sacred verses. Maria's pupils turned black again. A demonic smile appeared on her face. She began speaking in multiple languages, sometimes a child's voice, sometimes a deep male tone. As Father kept reading, Maria grew angrier. Suddenly, She screamed, and all the candles blew out at once. The ground between the cross and Maria began to crack open. Maria's screams grew unbearable. Her body twisted violently, and at that same moment, Mother Agnes' eyes turned completely black.
Ah, leave me. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. It all started a year ago. Maria never wanted to become a nun. She wanted to get married and start a happy life. Every Sunday, she used to come to the city church and sing prayers in her sweet voice. Seeing a beautiful and cheerful girl like Maria, the young father Neil of that church couldn't control his heart. Neil forgot that he had taken a vow to dedicate his life to the church. Slowly, they started talking, and in the heat of youth, they got into a relationship. For both Maria and Neil, it was impossible to reveal this relationship publicly, because a father takes a lifelong oath to remain celibate. If anyone in society came to know about it, it would become a huge scandal. The reputation of the church would be ruined as well. So, he now wanted to correct his mistake. That day, when Maria came to the church for prayer, she told him that she was 4 months pregnant. The ground slipped from beneath Father Neil's feet. He was completely shocked and unable to think. He could not accept that child. But Maria was determined that she would bring her baby into this world no matter what. When she didn't agree through words, Neil told me everything and asked for my help. I promised that I would help him. But first, it was necessary to convince Maria to get rid of the baby. It was midnight. A terrible storm was raging outside. Maria had started experiencing labor pains. At that time, only 3 people were present in the city church: Father Neil, Maria, and Nurse Julie. I had told Nurse Julie to reach the city holy church. Julie has come, right? Don't worry. She will handle everything. Yes, Julie is here. But Maria's condition is very bad. I don't understand what to do. If something happens to her, we have given her medicines secretly to induce premature delivery. In such a condition, the patient's health always worsens. Right now, you should worry about your reputation, not Maria's. And if she dies, it's even better. The obstacle in your path will be gone automatically. Around 2 a.m., the child was born. By then, I had also reached the city holy church. Your baby was born dead. I'm sorry. As soon as the nurse said this, Maria screamed and cried in agony. I signaled the nurse, and she took the baby and went to the graveyard behind the church. Neil was trying to calm Maria down. And at that very moment, the nurse and I buried Maria's living child in a dug grave. We thought everything was buried forever with that baby. But as they say, the truth can never be hidden. Seeing Maria crying in hysteria, Neil lost his temper.
Hey, what's with all this crying and whining? Even if he had been alive, what would you have gained? Now you should live in peace, and let me live too. Have you ever thought that if I hadn't made this decision, both our lives would have been ruined?
What did you do with my baby? Tell me the truth. Did that nurse lie to me?
Yes, we lied to you. Now it would be better if you kept your mouth shut.
Maria screamed and cried for hours. But now nothing could be done. Maria knew that Father Neil was considered a saint in everyone's eyes. Even if she shouted her truth, no one would believe her. And anyway, now she had no proof left to show the truth. Maria became completely silent. The girl who used to talk all day long now used to go to the graveyard at night and cry and scream alone. Then she stopped going there altogether. One day, Maria called me and said that she wanted to become a nun. At first, I tried to make her understand. But she was stubborn in her decision. Neil's betrayal had broken her completely. Now she didn't want to keep any relationship with anyone in this world. So, I brought her here with me.
Call Neil. Otherwise, this Maria will go.
Maria blamed herself for the death of her child. That guilt had hollowed her from within. She had gone to the cemetery at midnight to call upon her dead child, and that's when evil spirits possessed her body. Among those spirits was the soul of her own dead baby, now seeking revenge. Father intensified the exorcism, sprinkling holy water and chanting faster. "Stop! Stop!" screamed Maria. She twisted her arm backward, breaking her own bone, letting out a scream that shook everyone's hearts.
Call Neil.
Father signaled to call Father Neil, and soon he arrived. Seeing him, Maria began laughing maniacally. Neil nervously stood beside Mother Agnes.
Forgive me, Maria. Don't be afraid at all. Father will surely drive this demonic spirit out of your body.
Father continued the exorcism, sprinkling holy water, trying to free Maria. Suddenly, Maria lifted her neck upward, and Mother Agnes and Father Neil's bodies rose into the air. The blown-out candles suddenly reignited, and two of them set fire to the clothes of Mother Agnes and Father Neil. Maria mumbled again in a slurred, demonic tone.
Once. Only one punishment.
Mother Agnes and Father Neil were so high in the air that no one could reach them to put out the fire. The holy water slipped from Father Edmund's hands, splashing onto the floor, and at that very moment, Maria's head fell to one side. Mother Agnes and Father Neil burned to death, while Maria was still barely breathing. She was immediately taken to the hospital, and after several days, she recovered. Father Edmund had performed many exorcisms before, but this was the first one on a nun and one that took to lives. After this horrifying incident, both City Holy Church and Sacred Heart Church were permanently shut down. But for Maria and Father Edmund, this became a nightmare that still haunts them in their sleep. If you liked this story, please subscribe to our channel.